Have you got your little clicky click?
Oh, yeah.
Does that even help that?
You're ready for this?
Da-na-na. Your dad was leaving cheese in the computer room because he heard there was loads of mice in there. That was so shit, but I loved it.
I could see you getting giddy.
I loved it.
Welcome to the Proper Rank Podcast, the podcast where we rank things properly.
PRP.
The PRP and the SCD.
Perp.
That's like, do you know when someone lifts one cheek?
Yeah.
How you doing, people at home? How are you doing? Daniel, have you just burped?
I tried to be a method actor. Tried to perp one out.
That was ethanol actor. No, methane. Oh, that would have been well better if I got the word.
Yeah.
You're a methane actor.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I forgot to tell you this last week. When we were recording, there was a bit, and I just sort of went a bit quiet because I thought you'd done a fart, and then on the way home, the dog had done a fart in the car, and it was the same flab. And I just thought, what have you been eating? Like oxtail.
Me and the dog went for lunch. It
was it invited? Oh.
Took your dog.
Did you have a big bit of
spaghetti? Took your dog out for lunch.
Did you have some spaghetti?
Yeah, a little bit. Like that. Didn't know which one I was, though.
Started off as a very audio-heavy podcast. If you listen on the audio, by the way, sometimes get on the YouTube.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Mix it up, playing both at the same time in stereo. We should probably introduce ourselves to any first-time listeners. I'm Brendan Reese.
I'm Daniel McLaughlin.
And if you don't know...
Now you know.
Now you know. We rank things every single week. We pick a subject and we go through in depth and then we dick about. And then at the end, what we do is we rank them, usually top 5, sometimes top 8. Maybe one day we'll do a top 1.
One.
So what we're doing this
Parents. One.
Ant and Deck. It's Deck every time, is it
Who's
not?
who?
Deck's the one who's always on the telly, and Ant's the one who had to have a sabbatical for drink driving.
I think, right, with Ant and Deck, I think they don't suit their names.
Why?
I don't know, I just think Ant looks like Deck and Deck looks like Ant.
Declan is quite a modern name for how old he is. That's something you'd hear at 6 p.m. during the school holidays.
What school do you go to?
Like, no, when someone's mum shouting for the tea. Declan.
I've never
Caden.
heard of another Declan.
Declan McKenna.
Declan Weeks is the midfielder for Chester FC, and he's in his 30s.
Oh, so maybe it's not.
Maybe he's named after. I always think that. You know, when someone's like called Jordan, I was like, are you named after Katie Price?
Like a lad who I went to college with, not with us anymore, called Jack Daniels.
Oh.
Like, and that's been around since the 1800s, I think.
Yeah.
So why are you doing that? It's like when you call your kid Kaniki or
Elastica. That is a weird one when, like,
Iron Man. Iron Man Smith. God, it's a weird one, what?
When, like, I think if you've got a certain surname, that rules you out of certain first names, even if you like them.
Yeah, his brother was called Paul as well. Jack and Paul Daniels.
Are you messing?
No, he did have a brother, I don't think.
But one of them has disappeared. Edit that out.
Well, he's not going to complain, is he?
Oh, no, edit that out, was mean. Yeah, so, like, for example, if your surname's Bowie,
yeah,
you can't be called David.
Or Ship. Yeah, you can't be called David.
Or Taker. He's very good at the end of plays. He always gets the part, but he doesn't act in it. He just comes on at the end.
Have you ever taken a bow?
Yeah.
It's so mad. Like, how have you ever seen like a theatre bow?
Yeah.
Like when they run on and they And you just sort
I
of,
went to see Perry Moppins, and they did like 6 bows.
did they?
Yeah,
What? Why they come out individually?
like loads of them, and then
It's the jog off when they know they're coming back on.
yeah. I
Grow
don't
up.
like it.
It's the most unbelievable bit of acting I've ever seen. That jog off. Don't even get off stage, and then they're like, more? No, I've paid for 4 hours of parking, and I'm going to have to pay for 5 now.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that when you're over by a couple of min-mins.
But there's nothing better than when you do a little foam one, and you've exceeded the limit, and you're like, I guess I'm taking the hit on a ticket, and you get there,
And you don't get there.
no tickets.
It's great.
It's maybe the greatest. If that was a Pornhub category,
Ooh, that's a good pod.
what Pornhub categories?
There aren't Pornhub categories that should be.
We'll do that when we've decided that we're going to do some online content as well as this. Maybe we'll do the
I know
top
what it
5
is.
porn categories that don't exist.
Yeah. It'll just be me on the motorway
Go on.
saying that the road's closed, but they're just putting the cones out.
Oh, it's even
4
better
cones from the junction.
when they look at you and they're like, it's like Indiana Jones getting his hat before the
Indiana
thing shuts.
cones.
That will be forever known.
Indiana cones. Just reach back, get me hat.
Or the M6 of Doom. Oh, they're so good. Do you know what else I like? When you see someone who's been a bit of a cunt and they trip up on a raised flagstone. Oh, I could watch that all day.
Yeah.
And they look back at it.
Or see someone
Were you there?
take an extra step. Have you ever do that when they get to the top, but they think there's another one? They go, right, let's do a pod.
Cool. So what we're doing this week?
We are doing school subjects.
Ooh, shh, arms folded, fingers on lips. Not those ones.
Yeah, I was going to say. Join us for the Pornhub one.
If you're listening, I was pushing some imaginary glasses to the
bridge.
the bridge of my nostrils.
Take it to the bridge.
An optician. If you could just take it to the bridge. So we do school subjects. Are we talking primary and secondary combined?
I don't think there is subjects in primary.
There's not. Is the
Felt.
carpet time?
Felt. It's bare felt.
I love felt. Doing a display board.
Oh,
6 weeks
yeah.
to do an Eid display board.
Yeah. In the top 5, 5 is topic. 4 is topic. That could also be the 5 worst chocolates in the celebrations.
Topic.
Gone now.
Bounty topic.
R.I.P.
So with primary school, I mean, you do a bit of subjecting, but not proper.
Yeah.
You do a bit of tutoring.
Yeah, but they're called weird things. They're not. It's called like it's not called reading. It's like it's called literacy and numeracy in it instead of like maths and that.
What?
Literacy.
Why are they making it longer
I don't know.
when it should just be maths?
Maths. Nums.
Nums and words.
Yeah, it should be words and numbers.
Yeah, numbers and words. 1s and 2s, but
That's
T-double-O.
DJ, isn't that? That's, you don't do that till year 10.
Even like...
Probably can now, these bloody schools. Probably do a degree in barbecuing. I think you could at the one point. I saw a news headline that there was a degree in barbecuing at Sheffield Uni.
Yeah, it's going to be Sheffield or Southampton. It's one of them ones.
Turn of the century, that.
Turn of the sausage. That's year 2. So what was your secondary school? What was the vibe?
Catholic
Mixed?
school.
Catholic?
Yeah.
Mixed?
Mixed how? Gender? Sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. Diversity?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, mine, gender, no. Diversity, yes.
Ah, okay.
You look like Smithfield Market.
All boys?
Yeah.
You go all boys?
Go Audi all boys.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. Audenshaw, roughest school around.
Just, yeah, my school, like, we had one guy in the whole year, that two people in the whole year that weren't white.
Really?
Yeah.
No, ours was pretty split. Few of my mates, Kazim Mahmood,
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Lee, mentioned before on the pod.
Matt Lee.
That's when you have had a baby and you could have some time off. Do you need to shorten it? That's just 3 months, Matt Lee. 9 months is maternity leave.
Like, oh, are those jeans shiny? Oh no, these are a Matt Lee. Sorry, I thought there was a gloss Levi's. These are Matt Lee.
Ooh, gloss twisted Levi's.
Oh, oof.
Mr. Bombastic. But yeah, it was a pretty prison-y, fighty school.
Right.
I think they used to say it was a grammar school, even though it was just you get in.
Right.
And no one was paying. It's just because we had blazers and... Do you have no blazer?
Nah,
just
mate.
jumper? V-neck jump?
No blazer, mate.
What did you have? What was your school uniform?
A grey or a black pant.
See, ours was grey, no black.
A white shirt or a grey shirt, but people didn't used to wear.
Grey shirt?
Like you could
like
get
you were doing
away
a production of Oliver?
Like right, so I remember like my school uniform in primary school was like white and grey shirt, and I think primary school's more loose with the uniform. So I think you get a few people who just had the
someone just come in black joggers.
Really?
At my primary school, yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
Like boot cut joggers.
Yeah, and then it was a bottle green sweater.
I'm into that. A sweater and not a V-neck jump.
So we were the first year. I've mentioned this like at a gig where there was someone in from school, and I just started talking about the uniform. We were the first year where you could wear a crew neck sweat, like this.
That's sick.
But before then, it was a V-neck woolen.
Yeah, that's what we had. Grey V-neck woolen.
Like a cricket jumper.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like I was off to the proms.
Yeah, nah, never. Me.
Isn't it weird that they go, why don't kids get on a weird mismatch, like a punting suit?
Yeah, I don't get I think my school now, they're blazer.
No.
Blazers from
Blazer.
Or is it dodgeball? Blazer.
Blazer. So we had grey pants, white long sleeve shirt, not allowed short sleeve, V-neck grey woolen jumper, and then a black blazer with a red stripy tie.
Oh, looks bad that.
We look like right knobs, and it still exists because at my nephew's at that school.
We'll try and find pictures of our uniforms, and we'll put them on the Instagram, and we'll see who's got the best uniform.
Oh, that's what you should all do. I want to see pictures of. I want to see you at school.
Yeah.
you. Do you ever remember school pictures?
I've got one still from like year 11, I think.
Have you?
And you look at people and you're like, you look like a rat. Loads of kids look like rats.
Everyone looks like bad handwriting.
Yeah.
Like just
doctor's handwriting. Like,
There was this boy called Dean Lilly, and I'd be surprised if he still existed because I've never seen a skinnier boy.
Really?
Like he looked like Tales from the Crypt, but with an hairdo.
What hairdo was it?
Just, do you know like when white kid's hair goes into a high top? That. I'm not quite sure of the texture of the hair, but it will just grow up. It looked like
the Play-Doh when you squeeze it.
It looked like real life Fido Dido.
Shout out Fido.
But he was very like limsy. He was quite tall, but no muscle.
Was he like Space Jam? Was he like something off that? Like
yeah.
Stretched. You've been on the rack.
He looked like he'd been on the rack, but
on the crack.
He. Why did I bring him up?
Don't know.
Why did I bring him up?
Don't point at me.
That's a picture of Dean Lilly. He was in the photos.
Right.
And I found one recently when we were
emptying
my
mum's. Was he a cricket umpire? He was like...
He was one of the stumps. And when you're looking through and you're like, fucking hell, you're just... Are you undiagnosed ill? I think he was undiagnosed ill.
Oh, really?
Maybe not.
Maybe he's still growing.
If he's still growing now.
8'9". You're like, all right, Dean.
It looked like Blackpool Tower if he's still growing. Do you ever remember the big kid in like year 7? There was always one big kid with like full beard.
We had a kid in our year who was like, he turned up in year 8, but I think he should have been in year 9. But he was massive, big guy. And I saw him the other week, and he looks like the hardest person.
Really?
He looks so swole. He looked like he'd kill mans up.
We had a lad who was dropped down a year or two called Wesley. I can't remember what his surname was.
Mad name, Wesley, by the way.
Wesley.
Yeah, I don't understand
It
it.
feels like Jonathan Ross is trying to say Leslie. Even though he's got a weak R and not an L.
Wesley?
Wesley.
It does sound like you have to say it like that. Like the teacher would be like, Paul, yes, miss. Daniel, yes, miss. Wesley!
And then the teacher's bow tie starts spinning around.
Wesley!
So he was involved in he got hit by a car. So he was not quite...
Not like Dean who got hit by a plane.
That plane would have to be fucking so accurate to get him.
He got hit by SpaceX.
So he got dropped down a few years and was always thick. But if you ever mentioned that he was thick, he was fucking solid. Because he was beating up, like a 14-year-old with pubes was beating up a 12-year-old without.
Yeah.
And he was fucking
Did he
solid.
check?
Did he what?
Was that his thing? He was like,
Yeah.
I'll twat you, hold on. Have you got pubes? No. Boom.
Yeah. Just has a little look at. like he's looking through a binder. Oh yeah. Yeah. How did you fare at school then?
I was good at school, mate.
Yeah.
It's good.
What'd you get in your Gussa Essa?
Like nothing below a K.
Even got that wrong.
Thick cunt. Nothing below a C.
Curly Cussa Eh?
Yeah, nothing below a C.
Okay.
Smattering of A's, mainly B's.
Did you have a you got to pronounce that right, aren't you? A smattering of A's.
Smattering of A's.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
What, my weight loss?
Lily, R.I.P. Did you get any A stars?
Nah.
I got one.
Did you? What in?
Art.
Oh.
I did a picture of an eye, painted of an eye, and in the reflection was a plane going into the Twin Towers.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, and a tear.
That's mad. And I think they used that on the DVD of the season 2 of Friends when there was like, or was it season 3, the last one?
I can't remember.
Well, obviously the start of Friends was like,
Too big. Yeah,
was
Twin
New
Towers.
York skyline.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously like season 4 after the bad thing happened, or good, depending on where you're from.
Yeah, depending on what side you support.
They just didn't have it in.
Oh.
It was like if they just cut to the couch and Monica wasn't there. But flashback Monica, because the towers are big, innit?
And it'll be like the poster of Shallow Hal. 5 of them at one end, which is higher than her on the other.
Let's not get sidetracked, but we need to talk about how you could just fucking do anything in films like back in the day.
Those like mid to late 90s, and they're just like, the premise is they're black.
And they smell and they're fat.
But they want to be white. They're black guys with willies, but they want to be white women with fannies. What we're going to call it? White dicks.
Yeah.
No.
And in 2025, we just call that life.
Very progressive film, actually. Very progressive. I've got a question before we get into this then.
Stop pointing at me.
I've got politician point. I've got a question for you and for you. In the comments, I want to know what pencil case you had.
Ooh.
Because I had some sick ones.
I had like, right, this was my first, like Aldi bags with, you couldn't go in school with an Aldi bag.
Netto bag, but yeah.
So I used to get threatened with that.
What?
Like my dad was like, if you're a dickhead at home, you can take your PE kit to school in an Aldi bag.
No.
Like that was a threat. It was like, I won't hit you. I'll just let the sixth formers hit you.
Yeah. That's a loophole, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Child abuse, but like you've
like my
got
hands
someone from the dark web in to do it.
So yeah, it used to be like, look, if you're naughty, you'll go to school in that. You go to school with that, not in the Aldi bag. Just putting my legs through this Aldi bag.
Turn it up like a weird dobby.
Knobby.
That'd be the Aldi rip-off as well, wouldn't it?
With a crusty sock stuck to the back.
And you're going,
but that was
just to a
unrelated.
teacher. Sir, please, sir, can I go through toilet, sir? You're free, Daniel. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Danny is grateful.
Can you go and get the big telly to push in? Yes, sir. I can, sir.
Fuck that telly.
Why?
I don't want to be here on this top 5 talking about the fucking idiots that say, "Oh, remember when you used to watch a film?" It's shit. You get to watch 45 minutes of a film, right? So they come in and they'll be like, "Oh, here's something that's 3 hours long."
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Oh, we watched the credits," and then 45 minutes, and then they're like, "Right?" And then it was always in the fucking bit of the classroom, and the sun had just been beaming on it.
And now you look back and you go, just put it behind the sun, like put it behind the.
A fucking 21-inch fucking Iowa screen.
That's when they had to get the mud flaps out. Do you know when they pull the mud flaps out on it? So you're looking through a tunnel.
You just all sat in the back watching this Iowa Chester Market telly screen. And like, there was more bracket than telly. It was like the stand was like 4'5" and the screen was like 1 inch. It was like a postage stamp.
It was like an old Nickelodeon, you know, when you had to pay and it'd go tick, 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 tick,
It was like them things at the fucking Southport Pier that you put 20p in. And you're like, "Oh, I can just see a lighthouse." And then they'll be like, "Oh, here's the first 15 minutes of Great Expectations." And you're like, "All right, sick." Meh, oh, the bell's gone by.
Yeah,
Like,
and you never get to see what happens in Titanic.
yeah, exactly.
You just see, you're like, looks all right, that.
Why? What did happen?
And then you fail your GCSE. I don't
Didn't
know.
it make it?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't
It's just
see.
a love
That's why I
story.
just don't know. In my head, the Titanic just got to New York because I only got to watch half of films.
From a distance.
Yeah, I was watching it going, that ship's not even that big. I thought this boat was big.
You just go, all we got to was iceberg ahead. And then you go, now what?
Now what?
I think they just
Then the bell
took a hard left.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just go around it?
So, pencil case. What did you have? Best pencil case that you had?
I had one that was a car, like a race car, tin,
Oh, yeah.
and it went on top of each other. And it was like, but obviously they're only good for like a week, and then you put it in your bag, and some cunt stands on your bag, and then the tin's all broke.
What, your pencil case is written off?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah. The pencil case had a broke axle. I took it to Halfords, they sorted it out.
Well, you welded it to another pencil case.
Yeah.
You just open it up and take your little radio out.
Basically, I took it out of my bag, and then the police took it off me because I had no insurance on it.
How many Capri Suns have you had?
How old are you? 14. I had to put a helmet on before I opened it because it was a Formula One. No, it was like some touring car or something. I don't even know why. I wasn't even into cars like that.
How old were you, do you reckon, when you had that?
Like year 8.
Sounds like a primary school pencil case.
No, it was sick though. Oh, sorry. What did you have? A Pepsi Max?
I had a Pepsi Max once.
Yeah.
I had cheese and onion Walkers. Just a bag with a peg on the end.
To be fair, I think the pencil case is that you don't need it.
What do you mean?
If you got the right bag,
Oh, yeah.
if you got the Umbro school bag that everyone
The
had,
big Umbro
with the
pull cord for parachute bag.
yeah, that the teacher got the telly out of.
Why is it wet in here? We've been playing Titanic.
Got the Titanic out as well. Just a bag, big fuck off Umbro bag.
like a Perry Moppins bag, that.
It's just here's an Iowa. Yeah, I had the big blue Umbro bag, white and cream and gold diamond. By the way, most underrated brand of all time. I'm not having people shit on Umbro. I think
It's still
sick.
good.
And then in the front, zippy zips it.
Yeah.
Put all your stuff in there. You don't need a pencil case. The pencil case, it's big pencil case, making so much profit on kids. Like you don't need a pencil case.
You go to school on PC.
Yeah, NPC.
I
I used to walk around going, hello. You pressed triangle on me. Nothing happened, mate. Because I was NPC, no pencil case.
Well, I had a shit bag. I had the knockoff version of the Umbro, big Umbro, which was the
Umbro.
Mizuno.
That's not a knockoff.
But it wasn't the
Yeah, I
the
know,
Umbro
but-
one was the one that you wanted,
People need to like put more respect on Japanese excellence.
and it was navy blue with.
Mizuno is sick. It's still a sick brand.
They're trying to come back.
They're back. They didn't go. If you go to Japan, they didn't go.
I can't just go to Japan.
That's why we're trying to get the patrons in.
I tell you what could swim to Japan. My pencil case.
Oh, why?
Gull. I had the wetsuit one.
Oh, not the wetsuit.
The purple maroony wetsuit gold pencil case. It was sick. Tipex all over the back.
Yeah. Tipex, yeah.
Yeah.
Same on my Dobby sock that I had.
On your black trout.
Ignore that, sir. It's yogurt, sir.
Sir, Danny's had an accident, sir. It was that shagging scene in Titanic, sir.
Paint me like a French elf.
Hit me with your first subject.
I was a big PE guy, me.
We couldn't be more opposite there.
I was that was my, I embraced everything.
What were you good at?
Weirdly good at everything at school.
Were you?
I'm not here just flexing. Like I ran the 800 meters for the school. Like
Did you?
Yeah. And like I was good at cricket. The only thing I couldn't fuck with, I just didn't like rugby.
Yeah, mine was a big rugby school. I just didn't understand it. I was small and fast, so they'd let me play occasionally.
I imagine that there was quite a lot of Asian kids in your school,
Yeah.
given the area. Them guys don't fuck with rugby like that.
Yeah, but wait till May comes around.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, surely it's like, can we not just play winter cricket?
With a woolly bat.
Oh, the woolly bat. That sounds like, get your woolly bat out. But yeah, I hated rugby, but I liked everything else. I'd get into everything else. Badminton.
Really?
Goodminton. Should be called Goodminton.
Midminton? That's paddle.
Basketball. Soccer, obviously.
I was good at a couple of things, but things that just held no sort of social status in school.
Yeah. Chess.
Yeah.
In PE.
You get Wednesday afternoons off if you were in the chess club because you go and play another school.
Really?
You turn up like sizing them up.
Yeah.
And I was like the coolest chess player. I was good at chess.
Yeah.
High jump,
Right.
but only in later years because I shut up when I was like 10 years. Like, not.
Yeah.
Pommel horse.
Gymnastics.
No, just the pommel
Oh,
horse.
right. Okay. What type of high jump did you do?
I didn't do the Frosbury.
You didn't the Fosbury flop?
No.
Did you go over it like... Have you ever seen them old videos of like before Fosbury?
That's what I was doing, where you just sort of...
You go like leg first and then spin over.
You're just sort of doing like a gay Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like, over the top rope.
A ball pairer. That's the gay Undertaker.
And then you jump over a cane. But at like sports day...
Stopping it hurts.
At sports day, I was good at that.
Right.
But like the idea, that's another thing that filled me with dread. The idea of doing like the 1,500 meters when they'd build it up. This week we're going to be doing... I was practicing Beryl Brennan's handwriting to a T.
It's 3 3/4 round the fucking...
Yeah, but then it felt... Or it was like... No, I tell you what, it was orienteering.
Right, the one I think's hack, I think it's school hack.
Cross country, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I went to school, high school, worried about that. Because people talk about it in the same way that they talk about your BCG injection.
Yeah.
Or the bullies in 6th week. You'd be like, mate, you don't want to go to high school. Mate, be Peter Pan, because if you grow up, you're going to have to do cross country. And he's like, what? Run like through a woods?
For an hour?
It's never an hour. You don't even get to watch Titanic for an hour. They're not going to make you run for an hour.
Cross country was worse than Titanic. I don't know how it ended, but I hated it because it was always it was like they looked out and they were like, wettest, coldest day of the year.
It was
get your vests on.
Took like
get your
20
white vests
minutes.
on.
I bet if you go back, you were running for 18 minutes, if that.
Do you know what the
And
worst?
there's always someone that's like, mate, you know, so and so in year 9, yeah, he turns left and just walks through the woods and has a few fags. And then what he does, he puts mud on his legs, yeah, and then he just goes, at the end, and it looks like he's just run. And he wins, stinking of fags. He's got 20 gratis points from his Benson and Hedges.
Why'd you smell like burning? Oh, I was just running so fast.
Oh, I was running so fast that my shoes set alight.
Yeah, you better ring 999. There's a fucking wildfire going on in there.
My Mizuno's went on fire.
Do you know what? The thing I was the most scared of in PE?
Showers.
Showers. The showers was awful. Because I didn't get pubes till year 10, 11. So everyone's running around with the choppers out.
I went to high school with pubes, mate.
Did you?
Yeah, it was early pubes, mate.
You fucking Formula One pencil case.
Early pubes, mate. Woolly bat. I went there with him.
Wow.
Went there with him, mate. Arrived.
No.
I had early sproutings.
I turned up to school looking like Elliot Page. For 4 years. Just like a fresh-faced young Haribo boy.
Do you know you've got no pubes, lad?
Oh, God.
Just a pair of mouldy peaches. You're a part-time adult and a full-time child.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the showers was mad. Like, again, just dick anxiety. Also,
Imagine that at an all-boys school.
Well, it was the same. Like, just because I went to mixed school,
Yeah, but it was
we didn't all showers.
Half Willies. There's only half of a class.
Yeah,
there.
but it's still the showers are exclusively penile.
True.
So it was, I mean, you can only you can only play against who you're playing. You can only beat what's put in front of you.
Very true. Did you have like a Mr. Tufnell who was like,
Showers, boys.
yeah, I'm checking your legs for dirt.
Yeah.
Why are you on your knees then?
Yeah.
Weird.
You don't need to taste the dirt. Sir.
It might be chocolate.
Sorry, sir. Nobby.
Goppy. The mouth elf.
Mate, gotta be the mouth elf and Rusty Gate, podcast legends already. I didn't like it just because, like, again, you don't know what everyone else has got.
Yeah.
So I just always assumed the worst and was like, mate, I've got the littlest one in the world.
Do you know what that first class back each year was like, going like this?
Yeah.
It's like cis ass brick.
What?
Cis ass brick.
What's that? Who's he play for? What's cis ass brick?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Why do you call it that?
I don't know. Cis ass brick.
What?
Cis ass prick. Cis ass prick. Maybe they were saying something else. I think in my head it's called cis ass prick.
Was that you and the Asian kids? Is that like Asian rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, and Kazim Mahmood had 3 thumbs. So it was an
Dynamite.
unfair
You always
advantage.
used to get people to do
Grenade.
that. Grenade.
It just like
People used to make up their own.
Oh,
Tsunami.
yeah.
What?
Mate, have a bit of respect.
The Rocker just sings.
Matthew Lee's mum's just died. And now we're watching Titanic. Fucking hell, mate.
It's all right. The bell will go before the bad bit. Basically, I just thought the whole of Titanic was just fiddle players. I liked RE.
Religious education.
Liked it. Also, because I went to a Catholic school, it was compulsory.
Was it?
Compulsory at GCSE. It's a free GCSE, mate. Because I went to a Catholic primary as well. So, like, I knew everything. You know about Big G's?
And you basically just learning about Catholic?
Big G's. You know about Big G's?
Yeah.
We all know about the OT and the new T. Like,
Yeah.
you know about...
Which one's the mad one out of the old T and the new T? Is the one where they start being like, and then there was just like a big flood and a snake that could...
That's the end. Isn't that
riddles.
Exodus, the end?
I don't know. Never read it.
where like the end of the world.
Okay.
But the big flood is OT. That's Noah, isn't it?
Okay.
Noah's Ark and that. You've heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2x2 and that.
That's design technology.
It's maths, that. 2x, yeah. So it was. You know all about that. We know about monotheism. We know about polytheism.
What?
Well, monotheism is like Christianity, which is we believe that there's one God. Polytheism is like Hinduism, where there's bare gods.
Is that where like polyamory comes from?
Well, poly means...
Have a go on anyone?
No, poly means more than one, and mono means one. That's why you get like a monorail.
Ah, that's why the girl at our college who was called Polly was fucking noshing everyone off.
Yeah. That's why she had 4 different personalities.
So we described Vanny as Polly Pocket.
Fucking hell.
Whoops.
And she was in your school and there wasn't a load of white people, so she's like, Polly wants a cracker. So, yeah, mono, if you listen to something in mono or stereo is in both, mono is one channel. Anyway, so yeah, that's where you know all about that. And then in year 10 for GCSE, they give you a little bit of religion still, but it's mainly like ethics. So it's like...
There's loads of them at my school.
So it's like abortion and like...
Is it?
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like, it's actually good. Like
abortion studies?
Yeah. It's mad.
How long did you do that for?
Well, we did it once and then we went in the next day and it wasn't there. Yeah, it's actual stuff that you're going to learn.
So it's actually about like life. Opinions and
it's good.
thoughts.
It's real, so you can't really fail. Like,
that's good.
It's good. It was one of my favourites at school because it's the... You know, they say that thing at school where it's like, none of these subjects are going to be any use when you leave school. Like, RE in like year 10 and 11 actually is useful.
That sounds decent.
Because it helps you like write arguments and stuff as well. And it helps you, so you learn how to debate your points. And that's where you learn that thing which you then go to do at uni and sixth form is like, even if you think you're wrong, if you can argue it properly, like that. And
like essay writing and all that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
See, I did it up to year 9. We had a teacher called Mr. Host.
Wow. That's like nominative determinism.
Is that
the host is the body of Christ.
And Mr. is a man.
It's what Jesus did to his mum when he died.
That's what Joseph did when she fucked off and got preggers.
Oh, no, don't do that. Someone did that in stand-up comedy 5 years ago.
No. During COVID.
So, guess what our RE teacher was called? No joke.
Mr. God.
It's not far off.
Muhammad God.
Miss Church.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Honestly.
Miss Church.
Yeah. Miss Church.
By the way, if you can hear that on the microphone, that's not me wanking over Miss Church. That's the sound of my dog having
Miss Church, which is what them old Facebook dads say now that their church is a mosque.
That's me at 9:55 when I woke up with an hangover. Miss Church. Yeah. The other RE teacher at my school, because there was 2, there was Mr. Host and then the other one.
Yeah.
She got fired for bonking a student. Yeah.
Does that happen?
It happens at mine.
Because that apparently happened in mine, but and then there's always like 2 teachers that are having an affair.
Well, I know for sure there was 2 teachers who were shagging students. One who was small and space opera.
Right.
She got fired. One who was attractive and wasn't. I imagine she's still working.
Honestly.
I don't think she got caught.
Right.
But I'll show you.
Because it's always that thing, innit, that people say, like, when it's a man that does it to a girl, everyone's like, throw this guy under the jail.
Yeah.
And then when it's the other way around, there's like loads of men going, where were these teachers when I was at school? It's so bad.
I volunteer myself as tribute. Yeah. So
when we said do an essay, I meant write an essay, not sexual assault.
Or wank off a Mexican. So, teacher, 39, jailed for sex with 15-year-old pupil. So not even fired, jailed.
She fucked him in the eye.
Religious education teacher who admitted 10 charges of engaging with a 15-year-old pupil in sexual activity has been jailed today. But this is ages ago. Madeline Martin, 39. So like the in between out, she'd be here if it was age.
Fuck. No, because that was then.
Yeah, but she was doing it then.
Yeah, but now it's now. So
now she's
well older than us.
She's well old, yeah. Well, yeah, because she would have been my age at school.
Also,
she would have been the year above.
Yeah.
Why is she teaching our age?
Also, like, if you shorten that, she just sounds like someone off a Discord server. Mad Martin. It's like, it sounds like a DJ in Benidorm.
Mad Martin 39. he keeps trolling this podcast.
Mad Martin 39.
We got a troll the other day on TikTok. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Come for us if you want on the comments.
No,
but
don't.
We'll
just grow up.
We'll beat you up.
Lizards.
We'll beat you up with language. And this guy was like, "Time to give up, boys."
I gave up boys years ago. Someone should have said
I'm not
that.
Mad Martin 39.
Someone should have said that to Mad Martin. Time to give up, boys. Maybe try men.
And I said, "We're not giving up. We're doing top 5 pricks next week, and you're all of them."
You're 1 to 5.
That's her favourite. 32 months in prison. I think that the sentencing for like paedophiles compared to like sentencing for a person of colour in America with a tiny bit of weed on them is obscene, because they go like, life, you're in for life. Yeah. And then like someone's like, yeah, I keep wanking off boys with my fanny.
Yeah.
And they're like, 2 weeks? Only serve half?
I think the sentence is how well the victim can put a sentence together. And obviously these are all children. So it's like, 13 months.
And with her being a RE teacher, she probably asked for forgiveness.
Yeah, she served 40 days.
In solitary.
Yeah, they sacked her and she was back. They sacked her on Friday, she was back Monday.
When I was doing some Brennan research,
that's so
trademarked.
Like
TM.
if we ever have to look something up, we'll call it Brennan Research.
It's like Dictionary Corner. Around the world, they've got some mad subjects that they do, like compulsory subjects.
Right.
Things like beekeeping.
Where's that? Manchester. And in Liverpool, they do Beatles keeping.
In Germany, they have happiness lessons.
Right.
I imagine that's a hangover from the war.
Yeah.
And it's like, like some like Harry Potter studies.
Where?
I think at a uni in the UK, you can do a degree in Harry Potter.
Oh, I did it for like 6 months.
Did you?
And then I was naughty, so I got Expelliarmus.
I was at a class and asked whether I could go to the toilet, and they said, Laviosa.
No, she said, which one?
You little mudblood.
Yeah, which one? Which one you going in?
Wizards or witches? And then my favourite fact that I saw as I got into a little hole, very much like my old RE teacher. In Colombia, there's the best method of getting to school that I've ever seen.
They do beak keeping. Because of the cocaine.
Parents even say hello to my little friend. It's actually my son.
He's Cuban.
Oh.
Scarface.
It's not the same thing.
No, it's Cuban.
I thought Cuba was in Colombia.
Fucking hell. Cuba Badding Jr.
There's a school and you have to go down a zip line to get to school over a forest.
That's so good.
Over a rainforest. But if you're under 5, your parents have to go with you. Under 5. So the 6-year-old's just like, ta-da! Gold pencil case flapping in the wind. A zip line into school is so mint.
That I'd have gone. By the way, I never missed. I never bunked off school once. I was such a goody.
Once I did.
Never once.
To go and see the film Gladiator. I was 13 years old. Took my tie off. Went to Showcase Cinema. They went, "You're not 15?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And they went, "Have you got any ID?" And I said, "If I was any younger, I'd be at school."
Yeah.
Let me in.
May 2000. That's when that came out.
Yep.
That was when I did my first GCSE.
Was it?
Yeah, I did my first GCSE English Lit the day that the second Eminem album came out.
Do you know what happened on my first day of GCSEs? I forgot all about this. My brother, who was working in a theatre at the time as like a lighting technician, fell 40 foot off a ladder and he landed on his arms. His arms went through.
And someone picked his legs up.
Yeah, and he won.
Wheelbarrow race.
He won the wheelbarrow race.
And then it sounds like he won
He was nearly fucking one-legged.
Race.
So his arms went through. One of the bones punctured his lung and he ended up in intensive care for like a month or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember getting home.
That would have been Darwin Awards, that.
Oh, that would be a good one to do.
That would be a good one to do.
Although he wasn't, that's like stupidity awards.
Yeah.
The ladder's just collapsed.
Oh, right, yeah, fair enough.
And as I was coming home from my first GCSE, I saw my mum and dad speeding out of the close and they just didn't come home. And then I was one of those kids that got like special, I can't even say it, special dispensation.
Yeah, well done.
So I was like, fuck it, I don't need to do any revision. That's why I got good grades.
You didn't do any GCSEs?
No, I did do some, but they were like, don't matter.
Mate.
Like pick a letter. I was like Scrabble bagging it. I was like,
yeah, blank tile.
yeah.
I'll have an A.
Yeah, I'll have an A. So I got an A star in art. Because you must have had a favourite bit of school, like, or like a least favourite bit.
Do you know what I hated that people used to love and they still wank off about them? Trips.
What, like school trips?
Shit.
Why? They were great.
Because, like, right.
School trips are mint.
Nah, right. So tell me this. Why is it that if the school trip's 45 minutes away, why does it take you 3 hours to get there? It always took you 3 hours to get there, no matter where it was. Northgate Arena, 10 minutes away, 3 hours. Jorvik Viking Centre, 2 hours away, 3 hours.
But that's like, do you know when planes are like circling round before they can land?
It's so
That's
mad.
teachers fleshing out the day.
Like, there's not a trip. Maybe this was because I was a BFC, but
BFC?
big fat cunt. But you used to eat your butties on the bus before you got there. Then you'd have no lunch at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Like, you were only allowed to take £2 because of the poor kids, which I was one, to be fair. But they'd be like, please don't. Because there'd be like someone, because my school was in a weird area where it was like really, really working class poor kids like me. And then like
the richies.
And then big richies, yeah. So it was like, please limit pocket money.
I remember
to
this.
£4.
Because some kids would be coming in with 50s.
Yeah.
Buying pencil toppers for everyone.
Yeah.
Rulers.
PR rulers and that. Bow and arrow from the Jorvik Viking Centre.
How much for that mannequin?
By you. Slavery was rife in Viking England. Like, how much for you? I'm on a gap year.
You're on a gap life, mate. Get in the coach.
And then you were only there for like, again, with the same as the TV, like, you was only there for
a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you've just reminded me of a thing. I was that kid that used to get travel sick, especially on a coach because everything's carpeted but the floor. Why is everything but the floor carpeted?
The windows.
The windows carpeted. The cigarettes still got cigarette butts in it. You're like, I don't think we're going to smoke. The curtains, carpet. The back of the chair, carpet. Armrest, carpet. Floor, nothing.
Vinyl.
Toilet seat, carpet.
Oh, it'd be comfy though, that.
Be nice.
If you could use that first, that'd be lovely.
Second, because it'd be warmed up by the first person.
No, but they might sully it.
What you might get, like,
first
particles.
is the best shit you've ever had. And then after that, out of use.
It's always out of use.
Might take that on Dragon's Den.
And in that little bit, because you had to go down those 3 steps, that bit was always sloshing about with piss.
Oh, it's horrible.
But when you do these 3-hour journeys to round the corner, I'd get travel sick, so I'd always have to sit by the window.
By the teacher?
I have done that up the front.
Straight to the back me. That's all you do, isn't it? You get on the bus.
Move, shift.
Just all the
Fuck
kids
off.
running to the back.
You see that? Fuck off,
Yeah.
little. Yeah. What's your date of birth? I'm older. Get to the front. So there was one trip. I think we got on like Style Mill or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And I was just felt ill. So I threw up in my mouth.
Ill at Style Mill.
Threw up in me gob. But I was sat next to Mark Smith, couldn't tell him. So I'm like, got a gob full of sick going, and he thought I was messing around. So he was doing that thing where he was pressing my cheeks. And a bit came out, but because it'd been in my mouth so long, it was luminous yellow. It like I've been chewing a Stabilo. Like it was so...
Stabilo, because it was just pure bile. Stabilo.
So a bit came out, and then...
A bick came out.
A little bit came out, and then he was trying to go to the front to tell him, and they were like, "Sit down, Mark Smith.
Sit down.
Sit down." So he couldn't. So I'm sat. I should have just spat it out, but I'm a kid. And then they made me
No, because then you'd be like Sick Bus. Then that's your nickname, Sick Bus, for the
sick bus boy.
Yeah, for the rest of the year or ever.
And then he went in my bag, emptied my sandwiches onto the floor so I could be sick in the bag.
Could have just put them on the other chair.
Could have just put them anywhere. He could have put them in the cigarette holder, the ashtray, but no.
Maybe he only put them on the floor because he didn't want to get crumbs on carpet. It was the only place where there was no carpet. And he just thought,
Trying to clean a coach hoover in the ceiling. Ooh.
Maybe that's why the floor is the only place without carpet.
Makes sense. Credits roll with no sound, like someone's died in curry.
Yeah. Or just like freeze frame, like a Wes Anderson, like.
Shweb, 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 shweb. When you got to year 9, that's when you pick
The options.
Is that
Mate,
is it
the
year 9
options.
options or is it year 10?
My options was so good because they give us a choice out of my favourites or the ones I hated the most.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, do you want to do history, which I fucking love and always have, and like it's still my favourite subject now? Or do you want to do geography, which is the worst shit ever? Because it's not what you think. Because geography isn't what you think it is. Like, someone says, oh, I'm good at geography. Like, just because you know what the capital of Latvia is. What is it?
Latvia?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
No.
Oh.
It's Riga.
Oh, no, that's Luxembourg.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only thing I remember from geography. Luxembourg, capital is Luxembourg.
Yeah. And Brazil, capital is Brasilia.
Is it?
Mexico is Mexico
City?
Yeah, so
Wow.
they're the three that I can think
I'm
of.
glad I picked geography. Do you know why I picked geography as my options?
Because you love silt.
Big silter. Big silt head.
Big silt guy, mate.
I had the logic that history's getting harder because time's going longer and geography's getting easier because of global warming.
Right.
So there was less places to learn.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's not places, is it?
No, it's stalagmites.
And stalactites.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Mites are the ones that bite you and tights are the ones your gran wears.
Right. But there is a thing that's how they remember.
Stalactite is top. Stalactite.
T for top.
Yeah.
Tights come down. I'm sure that was like a way that they tried to...
Like, what's the one about Richard died in Battle of York?
Yeah. Red, blue, indigo, blue, yellow, red, dark green. Richard of York gave battle in vain.
What is it?
Red.
No, I didn't. What?
Orange.
Oh, right, it's the rainbow.
Yellow, yeah. Green. Indigo.
Do you reckon,
blue,
do you
indigo,
reckon
violet.
anyone's ever said that at Pride weekend? And they're like,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm just painting this banner.
Someone's turned up to Pride in Plantagenet wear, like Richard III. And like small, like hunchback, if you believe
An arrow in him.
scoliosis. He's just killed 2 kids. And they've gone, why are you? And he's like, oh, I thought it was Richard of York.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I'm the pride flag. I'm the first pride flag, mate.
He was the original Pride flag, and that's why they killed him.
Do you reckon he's...
And buried him in a car park.
As he was dying, someone went, gay.
Yeah. I'm Henry Tudor. You Tudor dick, lad.
I'm Henry V. Take one of these. Yeah, with the options, I was just trying to find the easiest way. So like art, I was just like, I can do that. It's only drawing.
Hated art. It's the only detention I ever had.
Is it?
Art, yeah.
What did you do?
Miss Vander's one hit me with a DT because I didn't sew me book.
What do you mean sew your book?
We had to make our own workbooks, like sew it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever have to back your books with
Nah,
wallpaper?
that was for the Richard of Yorks. That
What's that?
like if you
What's the Richard of... Oh,
like if you did
The
that at school,
Roys.
you'd get called. But don't forget, I went to school in '95 where you could just call someone a Richard of York. People
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, you dropped your Plantagenet card and that."
yeah.
So yeah,
Look at your high-techs. Richard of York.
the hard lads, the sick guys, the cool dudes you didn't back
We
your
had
book.
to.
Nah. Also, I went to a working class school. It just everyone's would have been wood chip.
Your dad plastering your
Yeah,
book.
they'd be like, some people would have like fucking William Morris art wallpaper with texture, and like, they'd be like, why have you R-texed your geography book? I was like, that's mid-swirl, miss. Just like, just my dad R-tex in it.
It's my favourite competition.
Why
that.
is there a yellow a bit? Because my dad's been smoking near me book, and now it's yellow like my house.
Like Richard of York, you for York.
Yeah, so we never back books.
Oh yeah, we had to back books. But so all right, go on. What were your options then?
Geography or history?
No, what did you? So
So I was gonna geography or history.
yeah,
Did
history.
history.
I did geography.
And then it was PE or so it was drama, art, or music.
I went art.
Yeah, and it was DT, graphics, home economics,
You
textiles,
had well better classes.
or the other one I said, IT.
Yeah.
And I picked. Oh no, it wasn't IT. It was PE or IT,
Okay,
which is fucking great.
that's mad. That.
But that's good, isn't it? Because like, if you don't like PE
Yeah.
at school, you're normally a geek. So you just go on the computer, innit?
Would they still make the geeks do one PE class a week?
Yeah, there was like a compulsory
Like fat camp.
governmental
Yeah.
mandated PE class like North Korea. So yeah, it was PE or IT. So that was PE. And then it was DT, graphics, textiles or home economics. I picked DT. And it was art, drama or music. I picked drama. Music is the worst subject at school.
Well, it's just keyboard, isn't it? That's what you're learning.
Do you know what's mad about music? Someone told me this and it made me laugh loads. You can tell, like, there's a kid that goes to school and they already play something.
Yeah, so they're not.
So the music
not
teacher
learning.
just goes, right, they're the best.
Yeah.
I'll just teach them. And everyone else, you can just run that stick along the radiator, pretend it's a guiro.
Yeah. Saying to Matthew Lee, you can just play chopsticks.
Yeah. Fucking hell. That's mad. So do you know what a guiro is?
Yeah.
It's like a tube. With,
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant
corrugated.
City's best player.
Yeah. So I didn't.
Sergio Aguero.
Yeah. So I used to play that, but I only used to play it like 5 minutes after the lesson ended.
What's a guiro?
Aguero! A guiro is like a tube, a hollow tube with like a little hole in it.
Yeah.
And you run a stick round it. And you could,
Like the ribbit.
like a stick on a radiator.
Ribbit stick.
essentially.
That's what they said at our school. The old ribbit stick. You get the Rainmaker and I'll get the ribbit stick. Do you reckon there's a professional? There must be in an orchestra a professional Rainmaker guy. Just like,
Maybe. Also, because of like the ethnic makeup of your school, did they have any like different music, or was it just that they still doing the shit stuff?
Like
or were
most
they,
places, they had guitar lessons. We had sitar lessons.
sitar lessons.
Where you had to sit your ass down. Oh, you've just reminded me with the subject, because art was the place I'd go and hang about, because you could go in on break time and all that. I used to have this teacher called Miss Dean, and she loved me.
That's me now because of the tall lad. Don't see him anymore.
I know.
Miss Dean.
Miss Dean. But she loved me until I made a joke about her.
Oh, I hate them teachers. Humorless teachers.
It was quite not a nice joke.
What did you say?
So there was a rumour going around that...
She shagged kids as well.
Yeah. And the ones that didn't comply, she put them in the kiln. No, supposedly she was a bit poorly and that she had to have her boobs off.
Right.
But then, because she's good at art, she was able to craft her own tits.
Egg boxes.
Yeah, but she was able to like craft tits out of wood. And then I would say in class, wouldn't it be nice to have the window open?
Right.
And then it caught on.
She actually did that?
She found out that it was me and fell out with me.
But did she have wooden tits?
I don't think so.
Oh, right.
Because that'd be mad, wouldn't it?
It would be
if
mad.
she was just like strapping on wooden tits.
Yeah.
That she'd carved and glossed. And
also, you'd probably do papier-mâché. I don't know. But I don't
then
know.
you could have different ones, couldn't you? For how you're feeling. Small tit day.
Yeah.
Big old titties.
Tig old bitties. Shout out Miss Dean.
I've got a scar on my arm from fucking about in chemistry. So what we used to do sometimes is you'd spray someone's tie when they weren't looking. And then you just whack a Bunsen burner on it. So it'd start burning up and they'd have to cut the tie off. So I did it to this lad called Gareth Skade. Set his tie on fire. Yeah. SKD. And he had to cut his tie off. And then a few weeks later, he was just holding a test tube holder over a Bunsen burner for hours. Well, maybe not hours, maybe minutes. And then just branded me.
Oh, so was his nickname Gaz Tap? Gaz Tap, he'll get you. Him and Ben Son Burner. The thing is with that, right, let's play Pointless, or let's play Family Fortunes, right?
Okay.
You're trying to get the top answer.
Yeah.
You've got a name. Play along at home. So we'll give them 5 seconds before you answer so they can play along at home. Family Fortunes, top answer. What I want is the most popular and most remembered experiment from science in high school.
Okay.
Start the clock now.
So the most remembered...
The one if you said...
Stop the clock now.
If you went to 100 people in the street, what would be the most remembered one?
Start the clock now. How long's the clock? Stop the clock. How long's the clock?
5 seconds.
Oh, well, can I have a think before we start the clock?
No, just play it.
I'm feeling under pressure now. All right, start the clock. Fuck. Stop the clock. We had one once. This isn't the most remembered, where we had to bring some bread in.
Right, it's not that.
Okay, start the clock.
That's it. Time.
Fuck.
So everyone at home will know that it is the magnesium ribbon in the acid.
What's that?
You didn't do that?
I must have.
Well, you snip the magnesium and you put it in the sulfuric acid and it fucking whizzes around and you time how long it takes for it to burn down.
Is this the one where they show you a video where they throw it into a glass?
Yeah.
I don't know where you... Big fruit bowl, and it goes, can I play?
Yeah. Because
love that.
Someone nicked, and it's one of them school myths, like the cross-country smoker guy.
Yeah.
Someone nicked a whole magnesium ribbon and put it in the acid and...
It's like when people say about stealing the ethanol and getting pissed at dinner.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
The other one I remember, the only other one I remember, and 2 kids couldn't do it because they was allergic to nuts, so they had to sit outside and watch. It's in biology maybe it's chemistry, where you burn a peanut to see how much energy is in a peanut.
What?
Yeah, because energy, it burns. That's the calories. You see how much calorie, because that's what calories is.
Yeah,
The what is it? The kilojoules of energy per minute. I don't know. They burn it. And you saw how long it would burn, and that's how much energy was in the peanut.
Do you ever?
That's how they work out energy, apparently.
Do you remember this class where they talk about genetics?
Metabolism.
And they'd go, and if you can't like bend your tongue, or if you've got blue eyes and your mum and dad have got brown eyes, it means you're adopted. And then the week after, Robert Day came in and he was like, I'm adopted. I didn't know.
Mate.
Found out. Born on the same day as me, February 12th.
What day was he found?
Hang on. It's exactly like me. My mum sometimes calls me Robert. Robert Day died in vain.
Bobby Day.
But imagine finding out double science. So you're like, because your dad's not your dad. They picked you from a shop.
Your parents didn't lie. They found out 'cause you got a brown and blue eye. You got 2 birthdays. Oh, shout out Rob Day. Oh, right. While we're on science, we'll have to crack on soon. We need to make this list. But I want to know what agency you have to be involved in to be a lab technician. Like, what are they? They're in the ether. They're not teachers, but they're not students. I want to know. I don't think they're allowed in the staff room. I think they've got their own little staff room.
They do, and it's a tiny corridor.
Yeah, and they're like NPCs. They can just go up and down the science corridor into the classroom. They can't do anything. They got white coats on, and they're like, "Look, mate."
It's like they work at Keels. Do you know where you're like, you've never done any science in your life?
Yeah. All they do is like, right, what lesson is it today? Right, go and put a Bunsen burner on every table.
Yeah,
That's
they're waiters.
That's what they are.
Yeah,
Science waiters.
Do you know where they do?
Science waiters. That's exactly what they are.
Hands behind the back. Test tube for the lady. I'll have a little one, and then if I like it, I'll get a big one.
Dad said, test tube for the lady.
Giving out worksheets, and you're like, that's the menu.
When you do dissection, a pair of teeth. That might be the best one I've ever done.
Do you know where they do the interviews for those? Under a bridge, because there was a lad at my school and his mum was a science tech, and she was on telly while we were there. Oh, this lad must have wanted to crawl inside himself. So he was on. Do you remember when they used to do those shows like "You Dirty Bastard, Your House Is Minging"? Yeah. Those shows. She was on "You Dirty Bastard, Your House Is Minging." She was. Do you know? It's like, why have you got bin bags in the hallway? Oh. But why would you go on it if your kid was... Well, why would you go on it?
Why would you go on that?
But why would you go on it if your kid was in the school? So he got bullied loads.
Yeah, and rightly so.
She lived around the corner from us, and do you know when you... Like, do you know what she looked like? She looked like... Do you know the animations of germs in a toilet duck advert? Like...
Yeah. Yeah.
Dead snappy.
And they're like, yeah, I'm a science technician in my brown coat. And you're like, no, it's meant to be white. And like, yeah, but the school is...
People called her a chocolate lab technician.
Oh, that's so good.
Right.
Before we get this list out, we're talking about people's parents. Like, we had one girl at school whose mum was a teacher, dead sound. Dead sound. She was dead sound. But what's worse than your mum being a teacher, other than your mum being a trampy lab technician?
I think I might. Whatever this is, I reckon I can trump it.
Go on.
My mum worked at my primary school. She was in the infants when I was in the juniors. And then for some reason, one day she came in and did the sex education class in year 6.
That's so funny.
Do you know when you're just like, what?
It's good how she brought evidence.
It was
like, if you're wondering how this works, he sat there.
It was also
not you, Rob Day.
We didn't want you. It was a 2-for-1.
Yeah. We'll talk about you in technology when we do basket weaving.
It was also bring your dad to work day. He's like, why are you here? Right, everyone, partners on desks. She still taught it up till she retired. But I remember
it's mad watching Beryl put a condom on a cucumber with a mouth.
She's got
Why has Beryl just spat on the banana?
Speaking to my dad, What have you got a big bag of dildos for? I'm off to go and teach some kids a lesson. Horrible.
Why do you think we made him work in the battery factory?
Double A's. Oh, turn it off, turn it back on again. Oh no, go on. What do you think the worst one is?
There was a lad at school whose mum was a dinner lady. Oh. And that was bad. And then his dad got a job his dad was a dinner man. Dinner man, where are you going to run to?
Dinnerman.
Dinner man, where are you going to run to?
Just round the playground as he's playing Kiss Chase.
A dinner man, imagine your
Dinnerman.
dad.
That's weird.
Dinnerman.
Get your tab out on, Dad. Fuck that.
Yeah, mum
Fuck
and
that.
dad, the dinner family. Like, they were a dinner family. Like, your dad did chips, your mum did beans. They were like a team.
Fucking hell.
Do you want custard? Go see your dad.
You couldn't, could you? Oh, the Dinnermans.
The Dinnermans.
Little Timmy Dinnerman. In Dinnerman Square.
It was the Dinnerman Square massacre when we found out.
The Dinnerman's Rice Krispie Squares for dessert.
Snap, mom and pop. Dinnerman.
Oh, should we do a list? We're back.
We're back. And obviously, if you're on the Patreon, we never left.
We never left.
Because all that list sorting out that we've now come up with.
That'll be going on Patreon.
Yeah.
In a couple of fucking months.
Just email me, I'll send it you.
Bootlegging it.
Yeah. Bootlegging my own Patreon.
I'm like, we've got no Patreons, and you're like coming in a fur coat.
Fucking Macklemore.
So we've got a top 5 of best school subjects.
Yeah.
Number 5.
This was the hardest list to compile.
It was dead hard, considering there's only like 13 subjects.
Yeah, I know.
And we hated most of it.
Yeah. 5
is chemistry. Just because it was different every day.
It was it's the best science.
Best science.
I didn't mind biology when you got to like chop a frog's head off and that.
Yeah,
and,
shag
like,
a teacher.
Yeah. Like my biology teacher, apparently her husband came up with the ingredient that's in Timotei, and they were minted.
No way.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Miss Hoyles. She was nuts.
Mine was the scariest teacher, this tiny woman called Miss O'Hara. And she was at a do recently when my dad was working a bar in like a...
That is so mad.
I know. And he goes, oh, my son went to your school, however many, like 22 years ago. And he's like, do you remember him? And she's like, no.
Nah, why would I? It's like me remembering, I was in the Frog 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember me?
Do you remember that night? No. Shut up. So chemistry's number 5.
Yeah.
What's number 4?
It is design technology.
I would have had this higher, but...
We had to do a Sisar Sprick for this. I think it's shit. It was the best technology, but I just don't think it was as good as you think it was. Like, it was, you get all like, oh, we get to use a saw, but you don't really.
Yeah.
Like, once.
A G-clamp.
Yeah.
A big file from the Victorian times. It was like prison.
Yeah, exactly.
I loved it.
Exactly. Like, your little apron on, and like, the teacher made me do racism. And he had the roughest hands ever. Like,
why was he touching you?
He used to. So he also used to like do footy and that. And once, right? No. I played well, and he like tapped me on the shoulder, and he frayed me top. He put a snag in me top, with his hands.
Sanding stuff with his hands.
That's what we always used to joke. Like we used to call him like file hands.
Sandman.
File hands.
All right, number 3.
English lit.
English literature.
We didn't talk about it loads because it's just it's fucking class.
I didn't mind it. And then you pulled out anthology.
Yeah.
Which was
poems from other cultures and traditions and that. It was just sick. GCSE anthology. Also, like we did books, you did plays. It was like loads of stuff. You do Shakespeare, which like people hate, but it's fucking good, isn't it? There's a reason that the Lion King is Hamlet. Like, it's so what? That please.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God, Brennan. The Lion King's Hamlet. It's just Hamlet.
But there's not a warthog in Hamlet.
Oh, you had the different Hamlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he puts the ham in Hamlet.
Is this a ferret I see before me?
That was such a good joke that you just... Because he's a pig. Ham.
I don't...
Hamlet. Ham. Pig. Ham,
oh!
Hamlet.
I need to go back to school.
Spending too much time in that bloody Muslim school. Should have called it her Hamlet. Yeah, it's fucking great. English. I wanted it higher, but Brennan ruled it out. But
yeah, you can see why, because I wasn't listening.
Did it A level? Did it uni?
Did you?
My vibe, yeah.
Nah, I did it at college, but my mum made me do it, and then I wouldn't get me.
Like, she made you put a fucking condom on a banana.
Yeah. She's like, do that English A level with your mouth. Number 2 then is
I manifested this. I think I don't think you
prayed for it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
5 times a day.
I don't even think that you. That's what RE stands for. Remember, East. Remember Ramadan Eid. That's what RE stands for.
Remember, eat, open brackets, only at night time, close brackets.
It was just so sick. It was great, and I think it gets a bad, because obviously, like, religion has caused so much turmoil in the world forever.
Yeah.
People think, oh, religion, but it's not. It's how to live as well. Like, later on, it's like being an adult.
I didn't have any of that. RE for me was, remember, he died for your sins.
Yeah. Hey, I like it. I like it. Yeah. So I think it was good.
I know also that teacher kept trying to shag me.
Yeah. He returns Easter Sunday.
Ramadan, Easter.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is.
So number 1, and we like it for different reasons. I like it for primary school. You like it for secondary school. Physical education. Phys ed.
Yeah.
Phys ed.
PE. It's the best.
Do you know what? It's the one that sticks out most in my head for good and bad reasons.
It's just the best, man. Seeing the cocks in the I mean, like, playing rugby and
yeah, and seeing the cocks.
The one thing that annoyed me about my school that other schools got to do and we didn't. So if you had PE last period on a,
you get to go home with your kit.
Yeah,
stinking in mud.
They never did that at our school.
We got
they
to go
made
home
us
with your
get
kit.
changed. It's rubbish.
Muddy socks.
Yeah.
The worst smell opening your boot bag.
Blues guitarist. Put my kid on this morning.
It was down from last night.
I ain't crossing no country.
Gonna have a fight in the fucking showers. Good job I brought my file from DT. That fucking teacher is trying to have sex with me. So there's your list. We've got 5.
Chemistry.
4.
DT.
3.
English lit.
It's all there. 2.
RE.
And number 1, PE. If you agree with the list, give it a thumbs up. If you don't agree, we want to see your list getting involved in the comments.
And tell us what your school is now. I'm
tell us what your fucking school is.
Let us know what your favourites were, and if you had any mad teachers and that fucked the kids.
Last week, we were just saying before the podcast, we appreciate that there was so many more this week of people making their own things. Someone did an AI version of Rusty Gate, which was sick. We love them, so keep them coming. Review it on Apple Podcasts. Give it a 5 stars.
Spotify as well.
Spotify. Subscribe on the YouTube. And tell your mates. It's turning into the highlight of our week.
Yeah. That's
and then in a few months, some people have mentioned the Patreon. We're going to get a Patreon going, but we want to give you loads and loads of stuff, so we're just going to build it over the next few months.
It's not going to be for ages. We're not trying to... We're doing this for you, not us. Like, we're not trying to be like, oh, we got to pay so we can get £3 off you. We want it to be dead good before we beg you for money.
Um,
It's probably going to be a live show soon as well.
hopefully, I reckon so. Maybe
Because I think that'll
end
be
of
fun.
August.
Mabes. Yeah. Mabes.
Mabes, babes. Unless you're watching this on YouTube in 3 years' time.
Yeah,
and
you
then
made.
that's
Oh, it
happened.
was so good.
We're rich now. Thanks
Yeah.
for the money.
Yeah, we got Big Dean in.
We appreciate you. Thanks so much for listening. See you next
In vain.
Tuesday. See you in a bit.
Danny is grateful.